know that here in New Zealand you don't get a lot for your $50, but today I'm going to show you how to make a Christmas feast for you and 5 others. That's right, we are making Christmas dinner for 6, plus we are making the most nostalgic dessert, and all of it came in at under $50. This is the Savvy Suppers Christmas edition. This time of the year can be difficult because people feel like they need to spend a lot of money to make something delicious for the table. But I'm going to show you with all of these ingredients that you can still do it on a budget and have something so celebratory, tasty and delicious that all of your friends will want to come round every day of the week. So make sure you stick around and I'm going to show you how to zhuzh up all of these ingredients, make fantastic things, and with all my years of chef knowledge, we are going to make it the best we possibly can. So let's get into Savvy Suppers, the Christmas dinner edition. So for this Christmas dinner, we're going to make some absolute treats. But here's just a few little tips and tricks for when you go out and when you're organising, making your Christmas meal. Lots of these things here that I bought were on special. So for instance, the strawberries were half price from what they usually are. So you might not be able to get strawberries, but you can probably get another fruit at that price point that you need. When you're doing a dinner like this, it's all important, and as every good chef would tell you, to do your prep. And the prep in this instance is organising that list, thinking about what you want to make, and when you go to the supermarket, having a look around. Take for instance this chicken. I bought it because not only did it have sage and onion stuff already in it, a quintessential Christmas need, but of course it was a lot cheaper than a turkey, and this one wasn't with the other chicken, it was in a different cold section. So always make sure you have a little walk around and see what you can find, because sometimes the bargains aren't with all the other stuff. This is going to be one bloody delicious dinner, and there are going to be some cheeky little chef tricks in there too to make things even more special. So let's get on with the first dish of the feast. So now it's time to get the first part of this dinner ready. And I thought, let's make it easy for ourselves and buy a chicken that's already stuffed, because that way it's cheaper than having to buy the 2 items separately. And that's it. In it goes to the oven to roast, and the first part of this Christmas dinner for under $50 is on its way. Once your chicken's out of the oven and you've covered it in foil and let it rest for 15 minutes, it's ready to go. Drain off any excess juice, because we want all of that to make an amazing gravy. And that's it. The first part of this dinner could not have been simpler. And while this is cooking, you can get all your other bits and pieces ready to go. And when you serve it up, I found these amazing sage leaves and their wonderful flowers to garnish the plate. It's a simple way to make something feel fancy and look absolutely beautiful. And this is the second part of our Christmas dinner prep. The best roast potato you've ever eaten. So get them all cut up and add them to a pan of cold water. And now we are at important step number 1. We need to flavour this water so they are packed to the brim with deliciousness. But this is completely up for interpretation. Whatever you've got hanging around, whap it all in, get them on the stove, cook them for 5 to 10 minutes, and then ruffle them all up. Make sure you keep all the water because it's full of flavour and we can use some for the gravy later. Get your tray prepared with whatever you have. A little bit of beef dripping and a little bit of lamb, and makes everything taste better. So take some corn flour and whatever seasoning you like, which in my case is the little packet of seasoning that comes with your instant noodles, packed full of chickeny flavour and other delicious things. And in they go to roast. And after cooking in the oven, your roast potatoes will be like nothing you've ever tried before. One of the cheapest ingredients that you'll buy for your dinner, but done right, these things are next level. And that crunchy exterior coated with all that seasoning, these might not make it to the table at all. Oh, so good, so hot. But absolutely delicious. So the chicken and the potatoes are in, and now it's time to make a side. This humble pea will be dressed up to the nines and ready for Christmas dinner. So first up, let's get the onions on. Slice them up super fine, and we want to caramelise these onions until they are soft, unctuous and delicious. The best way to do that is in a low heat with a little bit of salt, add some water. By the time the water's evaporated, the onions are soft, and now we can just caramelise them until golden brown perfection. And while your onions finish caramelising in the pan, we're going to make a little topping. Now, I know it wasn't in my shopping, but I reckon most of you will either have breadcrumbs as a pantry staple or maybe some old bread. So you know me, I like nothing to go to waste, so why not use it up and make something delicious. Toast your breadcrumbs off in the pan until they're golden brown, and then grate in half of that lemon, and this is ready to go. The humble pea, elevated with all them amazing soft caramelised onions, and even if it was just like this, would be an amazing side dish on its own, but topped with them garlicky lemon breadcrumbs, a side dish worthy for a Christmas dinner. Sweet from the onions and the peas, and crunchy from them breadcrumbs. And whichever way you serve it, this budget side, elevated to Christmas glory. And we've finally made it to our last side. This one is quick and easy. You dress it at the last minute, and it's a zingy, fresh, delicious salad to have with all the other stuff. So first up, let's chop this chilli. But as always, give it a taste first, because you never know with these supermarket chilies. I have been burned one too many times by something being spicy hot. Oh, very delicate. I think we'll go for the whole thing. Remove all the seeds and finally dice up the chilli, add it to the bowl, because making the dressing before we add the courgettes is much easier. And finally, some pepper. No salt at this stage, but you'll see why in a minute. Now we're going to use a peeler and peel all of our courgettes into lovely little strips. This is also a great salad because at this time of the year in New Zealand, you might even have a courgette or two growing, meaning you could buy another thing for your dinner. Not essential, but if you've got some growing, a little bit of fresh mint goes wonderfully in this salad. So add that into, just mix it all together and pile it all up, ready for dinner. But Christmas wouldn't be complete without a little Feta snowstorm. A perfectly simple, utterly delicious, light, crisp and refreshing salad to go with your savvy supper's Christmas meal. That little chilli hit and that creamy Feta with that lemony mint dressing. So that's the end of the side dishes, and now we've got two little things left to go. Here is the bottom of the chicken pan, and here is the water I reserved from my roast potatoes. We're going to make the easiest chicken gravy to go with your lunch, and it could not be simpler. Pop this on the stove, add a little bit of the roast potato water so you can get all the delicious bits on the bottom, and then either with corn flour or even flour, we'll make a little bit of a paste, add in some more of that potato water to loosen it all up, cook it to the consistency you wish. This will make a great gravy, but simple and easy to do, and great for the table. And that's it. A few minutes later, delicious chickeny gravy, yum, all made from the bottom of the pan. And that flavoured potato water adding in all that extra goodness. Imagine if you put a stock cube in that water while you'd cook the potatoes, just saying. But that's the gravy done, which means dinner can be served. Your Christmas savvy supper is ready for the table. But don't forget, there's one more thing to go with this meal. Now, I know what you're thinking, Del, there's no custard and there's no cream. It might not be classic 101 of trifle, but I promise you, delicious nonetheless. So get out your classic trifle bowl and get this thing together. Pop in your sponge, give it a little bit of booze, and then just add on that jelly and let it set. The best thing about this dessert is you can actually make it the day before, but just dress it up on the day that you're going to eat it. It could not be simpler to make. Just follow the instructions to make the jelly and get it set in the fridge. So, the jelly has set. So let's finish off making my favourite nostalgic dessert, trifle. And then just decorate it with your strawberries. And to finish it off, a little dusting of icing sugar. An easy, celebratory dessert that will easily feed the 6 of you and probably have leftovers for tomorrow, which, let's be honest, is the best bit about trifle. Christmas isn't easy for everyone, so make sure you care for those around you. Oh, And the nice thing is with that yogurt, you get a little tang. It has everything that a trifle does and feels like a fancy dessert. And if you've got any leftovers, well then go and see one of your neighbours and share it with them too. But now, it's me and my trifle. Yum. And here it is, my Christmas dinner for 6 people and dessert. Isn't it crazy that all of that came from them ingredients at the beginning? It's truly amazing what you can make with very little. I hope that this here inspires you guys out there to make something delicious. Don't feel that you need to buy all the things out there that people say are Christmas worthy, because this is still such a celebratory meal and it just looks absolutely banging. So I just want you to know that with whatever you've got, you can still make a delicious feed this Christmas. I hope that it's helped you out. Let me know in the comments section down below if any of these things are going to make it to your Christmas table. Make sure you look after all your friends and family at this time of the year, because we all know that this time of year can be tough. I will see you guys next week for another cracking Christmas recipe, but for now, it's dinner time and my friends are coming round. So I'll see you all later. I love you all lots. And without you, these things couldn't happen. So if you like, give me a like or a subscribe, because it will always help me out. So thanks so much, and I'll see you all next week. Ciao for now.